Freshwater 63, gray 81, black 38, battery 36. This was home for the evening. Actually a really nice sleep. We had a magnificent storm last night, and all around us there's lightning. Clearly the storm that we were in earlier had made its way over, and boy was it windy. So windy, it's unbelievable. But let's see how it did. Colty, good boy. Hi, Whammers. Sam is feeling so much better, aren't you? Yes, you are. Get you your meds before we hit the road. Look at that. The front of the trailer still has, what's that, tar? What the heck? Apparently we have some tar in, what in the world? Okay, well, we'll get that off soon. Very soon, actually. What? I don't think I've ever really had to deal with tar. That's interesting. Now this is the Oklahoma rest area, so we're leaving from here today. We have one stop planned, but that might be a separate video, we'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab some rubbing alcohol and see if I can get that off. Ugh. Oh yeah, that's doing the trick. Thankfully it's all, maybe except for that spot. That looks like mud though. But it's all within reach without a ladder. Look at that. It's not perfect, but it's better. See, I really like the texture on these, but it doesn't make it kind of tough to clean. It really catches the brushes and such. Also, if anybody's ever wondered why we're never worried about this front window, the reason is, I mean, you can see things will go here, but they never go here. On our Airstreams, we've never once had a chip in the center. It was only on the sides. So I figure the rocks are probably going this way, right? That's why. Guys, I don't even know where to begin. You know, it all started with the ticket to the Route 66 Museum. I took extra steps for that joke. Everybody and every website has said that the Route 66 Museum here in Oklahoma is supposed to be the best one. Am I wrong?
That's what it's saying online.
Yeah, some nice photos over here.
You ask Siri, that's what she says.
That's what, oh man, don't even get me started right now. And I gotta say, an initial impression, it looks pretty sweet. So, let's take a tour, shall we? Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and California. So, this has been open since 1995. Let's check it out. Oh, it's not too expensive. Ooh, nice signage. I really do think though, these gas pumps look way better than today's. They're so ugly, you know? So ugly today. Okay, I feel like we're gonna need some of these signs in our bus. And maybe a jukebox. Oh, we could do a okay. Little inspo. Oh, we got a Stingray here. Oh, I know who might like this.
Those are cool.
George, oh yeah, all the 66. George is definitely, oh no, it's a little different than his. That's a beauty. Look at those cool, like, turn up headlights. I don't know that you can legally do that anymore. Am I wrong? Yeah, look at that. Isn't that something? You know? All right, so apparently this starts from the 20s. 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and then there's a movie at the very end. An American Icon. We just saw these recently, didn't we? Yeah. Some curio. These are curios, so like knickknacks.
Yeah, little knickknacks. Little
tchotchkes.
collector stuff, yeah.
Oh, I do like the little I don't know what it is about the teepees, but.
Oh, this is cool.
Or, you know. Oh, these like stamps?
These are like the little postmark stamps, yeah.
Oh, cool, cool. Now, if you didn't already know, they commissioned Route 66 on November 11th, 1926. First national highway to cross the Midwestern part of the country. I did not know this, but Oklahoma is believed to have the most drivable miles of 432. 25 years, Route 66 continues to thrive. 25 years after the final Route 66 town, Williams, Arizona, was bypassed. It's a cool little route, though. I guess I haven't really been showing too many maps out here, have I?
No, well, we kind of started.
No wonder Texas seems so small. We drove that in just a couple hours.
Yeah. Well, we came down and across and connected here and then went to the Grand Canyon. We did not, so it doesn't go up to Santa Fe anymore. It comes across.
I think you can do an alternate route.
Yeah, you kind of come across here, straight across.
This might have been one of the originals.
And then we are
We're going through Missouri. Okay.
We're here right now.
U.S. is voted dry with a prohibition. That was in 1919. That didn't go so well, did it? Oh man, and it's interesting to think about like all of the great photos, right? All of the work that it took just to create a radio. It still takes a ton of work, right? But they did a lot more by hand back. Oh man, some of the styles were very different. Even back then though, this is in the 20s, the cats meow. The lighting was so good in photography. There's so much in here. She is the berries. What? Oh man.
Under the Federal Highway Act in 1921, and they didn't finish paving Route 66 until 1937.
16 years?
It took 16 years to get it fully paved.
I'm surprised they could do all that roadway in 16 years though. That's a lot of work. Oh man, in 1920, the US Census, 106 million. Life expectancy was only 53 for men. Oh man. Eggs were 59 cents a dozen. Frankly, I don't think that eggs have skyrocketed all that much comparatively, have they?
And I wonder if like the cost of goods went up or down after the construction of Route 66 because they created it to move goods.
Ford run about $265. Whew.
I guess we'll find out as we go through the decades.
Cadillac Victoria, $4,500 for a. Those are brand new car prices. 20 cents a gallon for gasoline, but that back then I think that meant that was pretty pricey, wasn't it? Didn't people dress more sophisticated? You know, and as you can see, I like to wear a nice fancy attire. But people dress with top hats and tucked in shirts. It was definitely a different time. You think about like electric chargers today, but gas stations were not all super common. Like it was a big deal to have a gas station, right? Kind of funny how that is. For the establishment of a dedicated gas station, fuel was purchased at liveries, repair shops, or general stores. The drivers poured gas into buckets and then funneled it into their gas tanks. This is kind of neat. Those real men. Their hands calloused and sheesh. Yeah, this would be a whole thing. I bet you cars were a little simpler to work on back then. You just had to have the right tools. Today, man, got complicated. And it's so interesting to see, like, people pack their whole lives, and we do today, right? We have no problem with that. But a lot of people, that's just kind of the way they live. They would migrate where the work was.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of surprised that we've become, as a nation, but really as a world, like, we don't do that anymore.
Right.
Modern conveniences, right?
Well, and what was interesting is the creation of Route 66 also kind of coincided with the evolution and revolution of cars. Like the Model T was came out in the 20s and stuff like that. Like so, cars were kind of coming into their own as Route 66 was coming into its own.
Oh, this is a perfect melting. 31 to 40, the southern Great Plains experienced extended periods of drought, including portions of New Mexico, Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, and Colorado, became known as the Dust Bowl. And so nothing was growing there. Dry conditions, loose soil. Can you imagine, like, no air filtration, like, not very well sealed vehicles, and yet still people came?
So gas tanks were a lot smaller back when cars first came out, and you had to stop every 70 miles to fill your tank.
So we have a range of like 350, 400 miles, depending on like how we're towing, whatever. We complain about EVs not having very much range, right? Like Tesla's 250 to 300, you know, depending on your configuration. And we're like, I don't know, that's enough. And back 70.
70, yeah.
They had to pour gasoline back and forth. Oh, that's so crazy. Death on the road. The reason for the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, yeah. Oh, new high-powered V8 engines was a major cause of accidents. In Oklahoma, there were 100 deaths on the Oklahoma roads. By 1930, that number rose to 400. 685 in 1936. I could see why people would be like, these, because it's a new technology, it's kind of scary. Like, I get why people would be, you know, but thankfully, we don't have to have somebody out front walking anymore with a lamp and whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of funny about. Look at those beauties. What are those? Flexible? I believe that's a flexible there. What a beautiful bus.
Well, the bus industry started in the 1920s and boomed during the 30s and 40s.
You can see all the military personnel.
Bus stops were at gas stations, hotels, grocery stores, and restaurants. You had to flag the driver down though.
Railroads were also it was kind of competing with railroads, and I think they're complementary.
Well, it says with the inability of the railroad system to handle the growing volume of traffic during World War II, over-the-road trucking traffic increased.
And I just think about because as technology evolves, right, it creates entire new industries, and it's just so fascinating. Good looking truck. Look at this thing, man. Simpler times, I'd say. The average annual salary, $29.50 in 1940, 132 million U.S. Census. The life expectancy increased significantly. Males at 60 and females at 68. In 1940, there were you could get a home for $3,940. By 1949, and I imagine this has a lot to do with the war and technology and things, $7,450 for the same home.
These fancy little things, parking meters, came into existence because of Route 66, because the main streets in towns would get so busy, they needed a way to keep traffic moving. So they created the parking meter in Oklahoma. The first one was installed in Oklahoma City.
Not a fan. Try to avoid parking meters as much as possible. Oh, this is fun. Huh. Oh, look at this car. Oh, and the fuzzy dice. Man, oh man, look at that. I often forget how conservative, some of the values were back then, but this is interesting. In the 1950s, the greater privacy afforded to patrons, like at a drive-in theater or park-in theater, which kind of makes more sense. But it gave drive-ins a reputation as immoral, and they were labeled as passion pits in the media. All those youngsters with their passion, and jeez. Oh, there's a cute little diner right here.
I think it's interesting, like President Eisenhower was really interested in the German Autobahn highway system and was like, we need something more efficient than Route 66. And so that's when he started his interstate project that kind of made Route 66 start to go under.
There will one day be an entire generation that has no idea what a telephone booth is.
Yeah. This is what the olden days of phones were like. You had a cord.
I cannot hear. I know you guys can, but
nice rotary
that did
dial
offer
here.
some privacy, didn't it? But today, people just take their loud phone calls anywhere they are. They don't even care. No shooting from or on roadway. All offenders will be arrested and guns confiscated. Believe it or not, that's still a thing. People would just shoot on the road. Oh man, sleeping on the road.
So originally in the 20s on Route 66 you could camp, there were campsites. And then as the middle class travelers came along more and more, they needed different sort of lodging. So there were cabins and then turned into motels and things like that.
It makes sense. You gotta serve what people want. Honestly, I'd rather just have good camping. That's just me. This is a window-mounted air conditioner. We haven't even begun to talk about this because this is a whole topic I'm very passionate about. An automobile window-mounted evaporative air cooler, sometimes referred to as a swamp cooler, is an early type of automobile air conditioner. Those do not work in Washington, or I don't imagine they work very well here. It's so humid.
Yeah, probably.
Look at that. This is a beauty. It looks like it was been maybe hand painted with some home paints, but these are so cool. This is my favorite type of Volkswagen bus. I know there's one with just a single windshield pane, but yeah, this is definitely my favorite kind. Not very spacious rigs, but beauties nevertheless. Love the purple dice. Where are our dice? We have some.
In the bus.
Are they in the bus? Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Oh man, this is nuts. I mean, our phones can do so much more than these, but there's something really cool about having a purpose-dedicated item, right? People had created such beautiful art with, such limited, comparatively, equipment.
All along US Route 66, the sides of barns advertised Merrimack Caverns, a 4.6-mile system of caves in the Ozarks near St. Missouri, which is not on Route 66. But that's funny because we see signs for so many other things advertised now.
Well, and this is also interesting, right? And the standard 10-day or 2-week vacation further encouraged rush scheduled and less interest in experiencing the subtleties of individual attractions. But I think that's something that we can all relate to, is that like it just kind of just rushing through, aren't we? Yeah, we can trace the end of Route 66 to the World War II when the government leaders recognized the need for a modern high-speed highway system. I could have also sworn that interstates are a big deal because they want military vehicles, if we were ever attacked, to have somewhere to land. They need to be a certain size and such.
Yeah, it was that, and then it was like speed of moving things across the country.
We have a nice little video here. See, there's something about these scenes that I just love. Oh, I'm such a huge fan. Old signs and, oh, the drive-in theater is all but gone today, isn't it? Oh man, the Pontiac GTO, what a car. Got a nice little film here. And something I completely take for granted today is seatbelts. It's funny because they have a scene where kids just like running around the back seat, like, yeah. The moral of the story is, of course, the road lives on. And oh, that is dedication.
Joel's gonna get a tattoo like that.
That would make an awesome shirt. People love it. There's still people that work and travel. Hey, we're here right now. A lot of motorcyclists. One thing though, that really stood out, oh man, we're seeing a lot of the sites, but we're not seeing all of them. But something that stands out is, you know, a lot of folks are like, oh, everything's so commercial today. And I think they made a really good point in this little documentary. It always has been. I mean, that's literally what a drive-in is and a hotel, you know, these flashy lights, and what a car. What a car, you know, but they're trying to get you to come in and spend your money. I mean, that's what it's all about. And it's fun, I think. I mean, if you're gonna try to earn my business, right? But, you know, I don't know, I think that's kind of cool. A lot of these folks. The Mustang. Oh, my father passed away unexpectedly in 2011. I had to decide how I was going to honor him. Stores. They drove the car all throughout the route. That's nice. That's a good way to honor your dad. That's nice. Oh, that's a good, look at that shot. Ooh-wee. And if we've learned nothing else from this museum, it is that clearly we need to be in these cool spots at night. Yeah, oh man. Usually we don't like driving at night because you don't get to see much, but some of these towns, we need to stay a little longer.
I feel like we need to drive and stop and drive and stop and drive and stop.
Share your memories of Route 66. Sign it. Well, all right. I think that was pretty good. That was a lot of fun. Nice folks in there, right?
Very nice folks, yeah.
Very nice folks. So, boy, it's getting warm out. Let's go ahead and head down the road. We have one stop we need to make in Tulsa.
Tulsa, we'll cruise through Oklahoma City on our way. Supposed to be some cool stuff there.
Yep.
And continue on.
You can see which one of us plans more. It's not me. Stumbled upon this in Weatherford, Oklahoma. And this is the Weatherford Energy Center. And we figured out what they do with the old windmill blades. Oh, the wind turbine blades, rather. Look at this sucker. These are huge. They turned this one into a beautiful memorial for POW. You can see the size difference between Emma and the blade. Like that's a big sucker. Like, and we realize we've seen them on, you know, tractor trailers, but isn't this crazy? The beautiful benches here, military statues, and Route 66, Waterford. This is very nicely done, huh? Yeah, you gotta wonder, like, what the heck do you do with them other than make a beautiful art install, right? Yeah, they're kind of like a composite, like a resin-based composite or something like that. Wow. One other cool little detail here. So they actually have water over here. They have a spigot here and on the other side. There's nothing that says that you can't use it, and it's on public property, which is kind of cool. So I figure if you go in and ask, I bet you they'd let you use it. They also have an outlet here, which I don't know why it's there, but I mean, it's open to the public, so if you needed to charge, I wonder if they wouldn't let you.
This is Oklahoma City. You weren't sure where that was? It's in Oklahoma.
This is actually kind of I like the architecture and the old buildings and some of the new buildings here. This is kind of a cool little spot. It's kind of a nice mix of like old and new. I will say though, the humidity is thick. That's where the drawl comes from, I think, is it's have to learn to move your tongue when you're young, so you just adapt.
Some of these cool old brick houses they got here.
Oh, there's graffiti. We haven't seen graffiti since we got here. Yeah. It seems a lot nicer, though, than a place like Albuquerque, where there were some cool neighborhoods, but it was mostly like, I wouldn't want to walk there. Here, it seems mostly all right, you know?
Yeah, it seems like we're in like the older, more historic area.
That might just be. It's hard to get to know a city, though, just driving through one corner of it.
Right.
But, you know, first impressions is what we're given. What is that building?
It looks like an office building of some sort.
Oh, and then what is that big golden dome?
That's a Chase Bank.
Oh,
No,
what?
it's not. No, it's not.
One block east. What in the world? It was like an old mosque or something. Like that's interesting.
Something like that. Oh, and if you look straight ahead, that's where our next destination is. We're kind of driving by it, really, but.
You know, I'm a little surprised. I don't know what I was expecting out of Oklahoma City, but kind of interesting.
It's kind of interesting. We'll take a different way back towards downtown. All right, and up here is the large milk carton.
What is that
on
building?
the top of the milk bottle grocery right there.
Well, now it's a private nail salon, apparently.
Oh, and a cool little park right next to it.
All right, well, we need fuel. We're just below a half tank, and you said there's a Casey's nearby?
Yeah, there's a Casey's. We'll zigzag through downtown and then hit a Casey's on our way back to 40.
It sounds like $3.19 a gallon for diesel is the best fuel prices we have seen.
Yeah.
I think we've seen like $3.15, but nothing like below $3. I don't think actually this whole trip. Am I mistaken? I don't remember.
No, I think that's about it. Yeah.
That Buc-ee's though, I think it came out to like $2.90 a gallon.
Something like that.
It was pretty cheap. It was not like $2.35 though, but I think it was like $2.95. So that was actually pretty cool. My math in that video yesterday was not quite right, but yeah, I guess we could beat $3, but we're not typically seeing that.
No.
I think they sell in such bulk that they get a good deal and they pass it along.
Yeah. Look at the cool old church.
They do have some beautiful buildings here. This is quite interesting.
Look at that cool mural.
The roads are a little quirky. They do have a lot of bike lanes though. I can appreciate that. It is kind of, there's some hills, but it seems bikeable.
Yeah.
The humidity, if it weren't for that, this would be a great place. Honestly, we just stay the evening. Why not?
Cute.
Hiding in the bushes with the blue bison. They have a little train somewhere with some tracks here. A little light rail to get around. That's kind of cool. We've had a nice little break from skyscrapers and such. Oh, there's an AT&T data center right there. Do all the communications for the area, but we've had a nice little break, and so it's sort of refreshing to see them again. You know, it's nice to have a difference. Alrighty, quick fill up. I must say, some of the nicest people here. Nicest. 3 different folks have come up and said hi and complimented the trailer. And is it not the nicest folks?
Yep.
It's like drive-by niceness. I didn't even, oh my goodness. Now this might be one of the most interesting stops along the way today, although I feel like we've been hitting just bangers, left and right.
Yeah. This is a Pop soda shop, and this is a 60-foot tall soda bottle that lights up at night.
Oh, this lights up too?
Yeah.
Oh, sure does. Hold on, let me get a better view of this. Now I will say, you don't come here for the fuel prices. I'm glad we filled up before. It's $3.69 a gallon. Now there we are. Look at little Emma. Oh, how fun is that? Another cool installation. A lot of this art involves light, and I'm finding that might be my favorite type of art.
Well, this also is one of, I believe, one of the, at least the United States' largest soda shops.
All right, well, oh, yeah, that's a lot of soda. Have we ever been to a soda shop specifically?
We are today.
What in the world? This is, thank you. Wow, ooh, the air conditioning is nice. Oh man, they got real soda jerks. Oh, dang.
Old
The coolest
candle.
convenience store, hands down. I mean, it definitely looks cooler than Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is more impressive. This is impressive in its own way.
Oh, old school candy, like the wax lips and the razzles.
Razzles.
Charleston
Dude,
shoes.
I actually really like the thoughts. I'm gonna get up. Grab a deal. All right, I've got a whole sitting and enjoying area. Oh yeah, look at that. And then, oh, Fitz that's a good name. Hanks. Texas Orange Dream. Whoa.
They have a whole case behind you too.
Oh, the Great American Road Trip. Ooh, interesting.
I feel like it's like we should build our own 6-pack.
Sour apple. You see, here's the thing. Okay, pineapple. We like pineapple. We like sour
cola?
apple. Coffee cola. See, root beer though, I think it's a fine line for me. You know.
We've tried brownies and didn't like it.
Okay, should we build like a 6-pack?
I feel like we should build our own 6-pack.
Okay, because I'm definitely trying to get some of that sour apple.
Well, let's look at all our choices.
Yep. Big Red. Not a fan myself.
Bottles and windows are for display only.
Sioux City Sarsaparilla. Oh, crushed grape. Oh, why is that a different color?
Because you're not supposed to, those are just for decoration.
Yeah, I know that, but
So they
why
probably
the-
have changed color over time.
Oh, sourpuss. Kiwi
So
orange.
so
Oh,
disgusting.
man. Fungal fruit. Yeah, no, they didn't.
These are
These are the.
so disgusting ones.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, dang, you donuts. Oh, what? Ramune drink. That's a cool bottle, but weird. Oh, look at those cool images I have
There you
up
go.
there. That's nice. Oh, all the best places in. I think we've seen them all. Maybe except for the Arizona one. Fire brewed cherry cola, watermelon. Oh, that sounds good actually.
Sure
This
is.
is pretty. What is blue cream? Okay. Long story short, I'm impressed.
And we're gonna build a 6-pack.
Yep. Well, that was actually pretty dang cool.
Yeah.
That was a lot of glass in there. I
Yeah.
didn't break anything, so
That's a win. And Joel had no idea about that stop before we got there.
nope.
We did pick up a 6-pack of sodas, and we each got to pick 3 flavors to try. And we did not pick the same flavor twice. Joel picked Fitz's Premium Pineapple, Death Valley Sour Green Apple, Frosty's Strawberry Watermelon Soda. He went on a fruity trip.
Yeah, I like the tart.
We'll have to see which ones of these are actually twist-offs that we can drink right now. Okay, I went a little different with my flavors. I started with Yacht Club Berry Melon Rebellion,
Oh, that sounds good.
Kitty Cocktails Limoncello, Schooner's Coffee Cola.
I don't know about that.
I went a little more adventurous than Joel did.
Yeah.
So we're gonna crack into one of these right now, not all 6 of them. We're gonna crack into one each. Oh, what do you want to start with? Pineapple, green apple, or strawberry watermelon?
You know, least invasive to most invasive. So it's like, which is the least interesting, and then we'll go ahead and like work up from there. I have pineapple, green apple, and melon. Let's go with melon.
Strawberry watermelon.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, so Joel's starting with Frosties, and I'm gonna start with my Yacht Club Berry Melon Rebellion.
Okay, so melons. Now, if they're not twist-offs, which I don't know that these are, Gypsy Bewitch gave me this great comb, and it works awesome. Occasionally pulls, right? But you're like, oh, that's cool. What does that have to do with opening? Oh, it's a twist-off.
They're both twist-offs.
Anyways, that's a bottle opener. That was anticlimactic.
Joel drinks nothing without a straw, so he has a car straw.
All right, I got my soda straw. Oh, those match. How cute is that?
Cheers.
Oh, that's nice.
Ooh, this is good.
Oh, that's nice. Mmm. This tastes like summer.
This kind of has like a watermelon cotton candy kind of flavor.
Slaps. Strawberry's got some tart to it, but the watermelon's a little more mellow, so it's definitely a full flavor profile.
Oh boy.
You want to try?
That tastes like a watermelon zot.
Okay, it's not bad. This is a wider flavor. I can like it almost tastes like the I don't know, but that's good.
I think I like
this-
mine better than yours.
I think the same here, because this is a little more tart for me, I think.
If
Yeah.
you like more tart flavors, I like more sweet flavors.
Man, that's good. Whew! All right, we are on the outskirts of Tulsa, Oklahoma, so going through, there's some interesting areas.
Yeah, so we kind of went around downtown Tulsa because we had to make a special stop for Joel at a very special, fun place for him.
So you guys might know that I had the Sony a7 IV, and I had two lenses, two zoom lenses. And I'm not usually a big zoom lens kind of guy, but I got them, and the camera is so amazing for videography. Like, it really is a great system. The problem is that it's not worth anything if you never use it, and I found that I just hate using it. And I'm not the only one. I've watched a lot of other YouTubers, and a lot of YouTubers you can't, I mean, influencers, right? You don't know whether to be able to, like, can you trust them? Or are they just saying something to get the clicks, to get the, you know, or are they trying to sell you something? And, but even there, you heard the gentleman. I said there's something about the Sony that it's a fantastic piece of gear, right? And it goes for all the Sony cameras I've ever used. They're really good. They're great, in fact. But they're just, I hate using them. I kind of hate it.
Yeah, they're like a worker camera, not a fun camera.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the guy said, which was basically like, yeah, it's a great workhorse. It's just, I never want to pull it out and shoot it. And there was a couple things about it. I talked a little bit about this, but, you know, they're big, they're heavy, and it's the body themselves. Oh, it's a nice camera, but, like, again, like, big body, and the full frame lenses are always really large. And so there's also something about the editing process on the images. I mean, you saw it, they were so amazing. I mean, you could push and pull all day. You know, the dynamic range is incredible on those when you shoot raw. I don't know, I was looking at it, I'm like, these are just so boring. They didn't have character, they didn't have soul, they're sort of soulless. I think that's the best way to put it. Sony is soulless, and like when you are shooting professionally, like that's what you want. But when you're telling a story, to me, I want the camera to evoke a little more emotion, and I didn't do it.
So what did you trade for?
So I got a Fujifilm X-T5. Now, they did try really hard, actually, two of them. They came at us from both, they tried to flank us. And
it's a good thing I didn't let Joel go in there by himself.
oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I tried to get me into a Nikon ZF, which is a very similar camera, and I'm like, this is pretty, you know, but there were some features of that camera that I didn't particularly care for. Now, it's a full frame sensor, and again, this is one of those sections that for, like, if you're not a camera nerd, like, just skip right on by it. But full frame sensor, which is just a larger sensor, a lot of people say, like, oh, I can see the difference. I can see. Most people can't tell the difference. In fact, like, a really well shot image on this guy, you really can't tell the difference, right? I can tell the difference between a cell phone and a real good camera. But when it comes to, like, an APS-C, which is a Fujifilm, versus, like, the full frame, the Sony a7 IV or the Nikon DF, I really couldn't tell the difference. Or if I can tell the difference, I don't care. And that's what it matters to me. What does matter is, like, I get a good enough image quality, which is yes. That the lens and the sensor have a little character, which I love them. And I've shot Fujifilm for quite a few years. Small, compact size, that's portable, like, throwing around my, you know, that matters to me. And yeah. So I think I'm significantly more likely to use something I enjoy using. Yeah. Obviously. So anyways, I don't need to justify it or anything like that, but yeah, I'm really excited. So, but I can see us in the future. I've got a whole list of photo projects that would be really cool to do, especially some night stuff. I don't know. Yeah. There are a couple lenses that I'd like to pick up. Yeah, we'll see. That's a whole future thing, but
it's an over time thing.
Yeah.
Because camera lenses, if you don't know, are very expensive.
Yeah, it turns out they're not. I'm not cheap, so. But yeah, we'll do a little more saving up and work on that. But for right now, I've got a good starting place.
Yeah. One of Joel's superpowers, and maybe one of the more annoying things that he does sometimes, is when you watch a movie with Joel or a TV show or anything with any sort of cinematic value to it. Joel will nitpick it apart in terms of framing and lighting and inconsistencies.
I don't like inconsistency, I'll give you that. But I'll point out, like, wow, look how they did this.
And he'll back it up so you can see a camera angle. I'm like, I don't care about the camera angle, I just want to watch the movie.
Now watch this, yeah. And then I look in the reflection, you can almost see the cameraman. Yeah. What? That's an endearing thing I do.
I said it's one of your superpowers and slightly frustrating. Yeah.
Oh, anyways, off we go. We're gonna go, I think we have a spot for the night.
We do.
Yeah. This is our front yard for the evening. And we've never seen a Hard Rock Casino hotel. The Hard Rock Cafe is honestly one of our favorite restaurants.
Yep. We're having a really hard time not going there right now.
Eat at home, save money, all good. But it looks like a really cool casino, so anyways, this is where we're staying for the evening, and there's actually a dump station here and water.
So free parking lot, free dump station, free water.
But it just feels like we need to patronize them at least a little bit, right?
I think we're going to Hard Rock for dinner.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, yeah, lots coming up, guys. This is just north of Tulsa, so we still have, I mean, I guess we're past the 50%
It's actually east of
mark.
Tulsa.
Is it east?
It's east of Tulsa.
Well, we still have a good amount of Route 66 to go, and we will be to our destination much sooner than we were planning.
Right.
We just can't help it. You know, it's one of those things that it's like some cities you're like, oh, this is really cool, and I don't know, we're not good at planning.
Once we get to this, like once we get to Michigan and do our thing in Michigan for a while, we plan on like slowing things way down.
Way down, yeah. It would be nice to stay a night or 2 or 3 or however long we want in a specific city.
Yeah.
But we need bikes. You know, this is bugging me. It's bugging me. So I think it was a nice thing to do. Anyways, more exploring will be done by bike eventually. Much slower exploring in the near future, hopefully. And yeah, lots of adventures to come. So also, I'm really excited to unbox my camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, all good stuff. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.